Hello world, welcome to Mbanks Unfiltered, where I talk about almost anything. This video will be on MJ, part 1. In part 1, I'm going to go over MJ bigotry, marketing, superstar treatment, strength of competition, and common sheeple go-tos. And yeah, I got my own little teleprompter, you know what I'm saying? I like to write a lot, so you know what I'm saying? I done wrote a lot. Now, y'all don't worry about my security coming in and out the doggy door or just any background noise. Might be my little munchkin running around. Take this hat off because it'd be ashy and be getting on my nerves when I be doing the rewatches. And I don't know where this glare is. You see that? It's like a ghost. There's a ghost in it. It's like I don't believe in ghosts until I see one. But anyway. Alright, so bigotry. Lots of, or MJ bigotry. Lots of people put MJ on a god level of praise or pedestal. Oh, hold on. Before I even get there. Disclaimer. The NBA or FBA, Fixed Fluke Basketball Association, all these pro sports leagues are rig fix scripted and been rig fix scripted since day one. So spoiler alert, or the reason your team ain't winning is because the owners don't care about winning, they just care about money. Or the reason your team won the way they did is because they trying to get extra money. So there's that. Go watch why I am convinced and why pro sports are rig fix scripted on my website, mbanksonfilter.net. If I don't got it on my YouTube channel, I'll put it on there when I get ready and feel like it. But then I also wrote a blog. Go read the blog. And then go listen to the Freemasonry audio. And you can, hopefully that'll unplug you or help you understand what's going on this planet, in this country, in these leagues. Alright, so, and then that whole numbers don't lie. Yeah, they do. And sometimes, most of the, I say yeah, and sometimes they don't tell the whole story either. So there's that for your numbers don't lie, people. All right, now MJ bigotry. Lots of people put MJ on a god level of praise or pedestal, and that forms MJ bigotry. Since I don't put MJ on a god level pedestal or praise him the way most people do, I know people gonna think I'm in attack mode or think I'm hating because I don't, and that's cool. The way he was marketed, especially in his playing career, gave him a god among basketball players' image, which helps form MJ bigotry. The way one-dimensional Masonic mainstream media, especially in his playing career, gives no critical views, just he the GOAT views, helps form MJ bigotry. Most MJ bigots don't appreciate other players. Most MJ bigots ignore his losing seasons, ignore his superstar treatment, and me and MJ bigots are going to differ on his supporting cast and strength of competition. Now, marketing. The way he was marketed, Converse had a commercial with Magic, Isaiah, McHale, Aguirre, King, Bird, in the same commercial sponsoring a Converse weapon. So MJ's Masonic agent David Falk teamed up with Nike and decided to give him a solo route and make over-the-top commercials for the common sheeple to get hypnotized by. And Falk used MJ's success to lure in other name brand companies to invest in MJ, rig fix script games to make sure he won a lot for a good investment. The way MJ was advertised made sheeple believe he was above and beyond basketball player. In the marketing biz and in the advertisement biz, yes, at a $10+ billion of revenue, MJ was elevated by his corporate sponsors such as Coca-Cola, Gatorade, Hanes, Ballpark Franks, Rollback Batteries, Upper Deck, Mickey D's, and of course Nike. And the sponsors didn't market him as a basketball player, but as Optimus Prime, plus He-Man, plus G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip, plus Superman with no kryptonite weakness, although, gambling was one of his weaknesses. So, superstar treatment. Another reason the league worshipped MJ so heavy was to boost the FBA, Fluke, or Fixed Basketball Association, to new levels. But the fluke treatment or superstar treatment he got, you can see it being spread throughout the FBA nowadays. My favorite player, D Wade, in the '06 finals, is one of many examples. So I can pop this in and I can pause and be like, all right, look, D Wade finna go to the lane and no Maverick is gonna touch him. And watch we get a bill. But that's just one of the many examples. But some people just so MJ maintained his scoring average because refs sent him to the free throw line even when he didn't get fouled. In the '98 season, he shot his lowest field goal percentage of any full season, but it didn't matter because the refs gave him so many fluke calls. He didn't have that many attempts since the '88 season, so it'd been 10 seasons since he had that many free throw attempts. Wait, hold on. All right, so here's a Magic. You know, when him, Bird, and Jordan was posing for the Olympic picture.
You can't get too close to Mike with five. You can't get too close to Mike with five.
And then here's Barkley. Now that is a foul. I know he Michael Jordan.
Barkley thought that Michael fouled and there was no call. And listen to what Barkley says to the officials.
You're not Michael. You're not Charles Barkley. You're just somebody to look like. But yeah, so there go two legends, at least, you know, explaining some of this superstar fluke free throw attempt treatment that he used to get. All right, so and then in the dance last, that's what I'm gonna call it. Because to me, the last dance was with the Wizards when you didn't get to, you know, no playoffs in 2 seasons. But hey, I guess the last dance with Scotty, Phil, and y'all three together. Yeah, that was y'all's last dance together. But anyways, there was a part in there where they were talking. It was during the Dream Team scrimmage, and when the game started getting closer, they started calling all these fouls, and Michael was getting all these calls. And I think the commentator dude, or he was probably like a reporter, was saying that Magic said, I think, just like in the NBA, he gets every call. I'm like, that's exactly what he gets. Yes. But all right, so when I hear Sheeple say, and here's just a little razzle dazzle. When I hear Sheeple say that, you know, today's players wouldn't survive in MJ's era because of hard fouls and handshaking, makes me think, didn't MJ complain during his era, which caused the league to give him superstar treatment, threatening to retire as the Pistons got old? Like right on time to threaten to retire, and right on time for Father Time to kick in for the team that kept you out the finals. All right, so strength of competition. MJ's competition was strong when Boston and Detroit was A+, but when the 90s started, his competition was B- at most. The first ring was over a C-, no Showtime Laker team, no Kareem, Worthy and Scott didn't play in Game 5, couldn't D up Magic good enough to where Magic scores 41 and won Game 1, so MJ's Hall of Fame coach put Scotty on Magic, and they won the next 4 games. Scotty's defense on the Magic was the difference made in the series, and he should have won Finals MVP, but we know how blind by his voting goes. Just like Iguodala winning Finals MVP. And then, you know, kudos to Worthy getting his, kudos to Dumars getting his. But I'm like, well, at least they did diversity voting for them 3, but, you know, if you don't do it, no matter what you do, nah, Finals MVP. The second ring was a Drexler and a C- company. And just to, you know, reiterate on that Blazers series, Jordan goes to the bench entering the 4th, and they're down 15, and then the supporting cast goes on a 14-2 run. So is the supporting cast good? Oh, Jordan whipped him into shape, built. Or is the Blazers not that good? Because I'm like, y'all coughed a 15-point deficit with Ball Hog McGee sitting on or Hero Ball McGee sitting on the bench. Weak competition to me, but hey, whatever y'all want, however y'all want to take that. The third ring, Phoenix Suns had home court advantage and the season MVP and lose the first 2 games, and the excuse, at least in the dance last, was something like, we wasn't ready, or we shocking, or da-da-da-da. Boo-hoo, nigga, y'all did all that in the regular season, now playoff time come, and y'all go all the way through the playoffs, and now you just, so y'all C- mentally then. So another C- team, because y'all mental was dookie. So yeah, I think those Suns, they fooled Sheeple with regular season window dressing, and they be getting a lot of people. If somebody do this in the regular season, or like James Harden in the regular season, all the time, all flashy. He's leading the league and scoring all the step. And then what happens? And then what? How does the season end though? Dookie. But hey, regular season. All right, 4th ring. Seattle want to wait until they down 0-3 to put defensive player of the year Peyton on MJ. C- coaching decision. So the coach making C- decision, another C- dookie team to me in my eyes. So y'all can take that how y'all want. And then Rodman's rebounding and defensive presence. He should have won Finals MVP. Simple math. before without Rodman, didn't even make the playoffs, and then with Rodman, didn't even make the finals, and then with Rodman, finals. Let me see. Or we can give it to Seattle's coach Carl for giving away the first 3 games and wait until it's too late to make the smart defensive matchup. All right, 5th ring. Only threat offensively, the mailman. And the mailman supporting cast was who? Stockton. Not athletic enough on defense. Oh, and the steal leader? Okay, yeah, he stole the ball to me when handles wasn't whack. So, yeah, get your steals on against, people that can't handle the ball that good. At least compared to nowadays. Nigga, be the steal leader now. And then I'll be like, all right, man, he is a good steal leader. And then Hornacek, Russell, and Oyster Tag. Bill! So y'all can rank them however how y'all want to rank them. But yeah, outside of Hall of Fame coach Jerry Sloan, the mailman supporting cast in the finals was C+, or at least in this finals, C+ or B- at best. So going 64-18 in the regular season window dressing. The 6th ring, going against the same team, you would think they would make some kind of adjustments or add better offensive players, like how the Warriors added KD when they lost. But nah, Stockton, Hornacek, and Russell, and they lost in identical fashion, only winning 2 games again. And then Jordan shooting 42% again on 35 shots again in back-to-back game 6s. And the Jazz not making nothing different for Chicago in the finals rematch shows me they went from a B- to a C-, going 62-20 that regular season. More regular season window dressing, empty calories built. Let me see, where am I in my teleprompter? All right, so the Knicks was tough but not skillful enough. And when MJ quit the first time, didn't Miller murk them in that Miller time 30 for 30? And Ewing missing wide open layups and just Starks was no offensive threat, only Ewing. So if y'all want to bring up the Knicks, cool, but toughness, if I'm smarter than somebody that's tougher or more skillful than a tough person, then that team ain't that good to me, or it is that is what it be. The Orlando Magic, they split 1-1 because Chicago, without Grant, lost to Grant. Then they get Robin, and then Grant gets hurt, supposedly, because I think these injuries are fluke too. I think they be faking injuries, or the media make lies, and I'm sure when these NBA players sign their contract, something in the fine print say, hey, even if you ain't hurt, lie to the people and say you hurt. But hey, maybe not. Maybe that's just an extra trippy on me. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. All right, so the Pacers was cool competition. They pushed Chicago to 7 games, had 2 cool guards, one offensive threat in Reggie Miller, and then Mark, mama, there goes that man. You know what I'm saying? He was a cool point guard. Smith and Mullen averaging double digits, and young Jalen Rose. Just in that game 7, Kerr and Kukoc go 6 for 9 from 3, and Miller didn't have no supporting 3-point snipers in that game. But I'll say that Pacer team was a solid B+ during that 98 series. And then the easy expansion team wins. Got easy wins over the Hornets, Heat, Magic, Timberwolves, Raptors, Vancouver Grizzlies built. So that 72-10 year, they go 16-4 versus these expansion teams. So when I hear 72-10, I think, oh, the cakewalk year. Also the cakewalk finals where Seattle want to wait until they down 0-3 to coach smartly defensively. And here's just a side note. In 1991, a sub-500 Knicks team and a 500 Pacer team made the playoffs. In the 91-92 season, 3 sub-500 teams made the playoffs. Nets, Pacers, and Heat. If it was my league, if you ain't got a winning record, get on up out of here. Alright, so let's see. Alright, just some common sheeple go-tos. MJ 6-0 in the finals is the end-all be-all in most sheeple's minds, which is understandable, but did it against B- to C- level of competition, and when bringing up players that have 6 or more than 6, the sheeple got to move the goalposts. Ring counting is a fluke way of determining who the best is because these leagues are fluked, fixed, rigged, scripted. Woulda won 8 straight. If you believe he would have 8-peated, cool. But is he doing this without Horace Grant? Or as soon as Horace Grant leaves, do they automatically get Rodman? And is he beating Houston, Olajuwon 2 times in a row? If you think that cool, it's just hard for me to believe that. So we can believe what we want to believe. Cool. Never had to leave Chicago or do super team-ups. Well, he did leave after both 3-peats. Okay, but I know what y'all mean. But he didn't have to do the superstar team up because his supporting cast was A+, and he's not that dumb for leaving Hall of Fame head coach Phil. And the super team jumping wasn't really trendy at the time. Wait, what the? Oh, never played in a finals game 7 because the strength of competition was weak, and it seemed like the league was making sure the competition was weak until the Wizard years. But he didn't even make the playoffs in the Wizard years, so yeah. 2 3-peats. Congrats on getting 2 3-peats against 6 soft teams. Amazing. Sarcastically speaking. 6 finals MVPs due to blind bias voters. Scotty should have got the first one versus LA, and Robin should have got the one versus Seattle. Now, I love when people bring up MJ's point average like it's everything, but leave out shot attempts, free throw attempts, and field goal percentage. Where do you rank individual accomplishments in a team sport? Because I know Sheeple give mega praise to individual accomplishments in a team sport. 10 scoring titles is cool, but when I look at, shot attempts, fluke free throw attempts, and field goal percentage, it's not that cool to me. Boy shot more times than Wilt Chamberlain. 2 of his regular season MVPs. If we go by the true meaning, Peyton was more valuable to the Sonics in the 95-96 season, and Malone was more valuable to the Jazz in the 97-98 season. But due to blind bias voters, I understand why they gave them 2 to MJ. So they bring up all this. I don't know who's voting though. Like, y'all don't want to bring up who's voting because y'all know them voters are, hypnotized or just probably got money. Like, they probably be gambling on who gonna win MVP, and they already know how to do the votes and who gonna win anyway, and they just win money off of these fluke mail-in voter fraud built that. All right, defensive player of the year in 87-88 is Trill. I mean, could have gone to Cooper or Eden, but Trill. I just wish Jordan could have showed or displayed some of that defensive player of the year greatness when Isaiah was averaging 20 points per game in the Eastern Conference Finals that year. But hey, defensive player of the year. All right, and then my 2 favorite sheeple statements. You're young. I know I didn't watch it live with a sheeple state of mind like anybody that would bring up that excuse. But with modern advancements in technology, I can watch the same game you did. Wow. Crazy, huh? And then I never played. Don't have to. Hall of Famers such as Oscar Robinson, Wilt, Dr. J see the same BS MJ over nut huggery that I do. But here go a quote from Big O. Hold on. Michael Jordan was a great player, but he won after Chicago got Pippen, Grant, and those other players to go along with him because for a while they couldn't beat Detroit. The media now has anointed Michael Jordan the greatest of all time. Is he the greatest? I don't think so. Neither do I, Big O. And then some of the things the media like to leave out. So Game 5 in 88, Eastern Conference Finals. MJ scores only 2 points in the fourth before getting eliminated. Only 2 points? Man, where's this, the tenacity and the competitive drive and the blah, 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 blah. I guess not there. Game 5, 89 Eastern Conference Finals. With the series tied, MJ scores 1 point in the fourth quarter. Just 1 point? The series is tied, man. We need something to, go-to-rise yourself. But I guess just not yet, huh? And then, and then they just lost the rest of the series. And then, nobody likes to talk about that 19-point blowout in Game 7 of the 1990 Eastern Conference Finals. But hey, here to go to y'all. It's just, there's things out here where I'm just like, without Phil and Scotty, losing records like a mug. But hey, if he would at least get 1 winning record just within the season, like darn the playoff exit, just regular season winning records. I'm like, man, you didn't get a winning record until Horace Grant and Pippen got there, huh? It's like, I guess he the GOAT in people's eyes with them, but minus them, what is it, y'all? Like, just still the GOAT? Like, why? Because he's flashy looking? Cool. So yeah, I think on the other thing, I think a lot of people just, his career is the best in their eyes, so that's why he's the GOAT, because of his career, rather than, certain facts that can kind of poke holes in this whole sheeple state of opinions. So, I don't know. That's just how I feel, you know what I'm saying, and how I've been feeling, at least once I got older. Like, when I was younger, I didn't really care too much about these sports leagues, but Space Jam was cool. And Jordan the GOAT because he murked 5 aliens with Looney Tunes on his squad. The monsters built. But man, y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all be cool. Keep your stress low. Don't be scared of nothing. Be prepared for everything. Peace.